Hi everyone, this is Nikki from Happily Lost. Today we are talking about sexual arousal patterns, discovering your own sexual arousal pattern and rediscovering your sexual arousal pattern following genital surgery. So let us get into it right after. Firstly, before we even begin, let us consider what we are talking about. We're talking about what are the things that turn you on sexually. We are talking about what are your thought patterns, what are the touches that you enjoy, what are the sensations that you feel, and what connections do you need to turn you on sexually. Do you like to be touched a certain way? Do you like to be told certain things? Is there a particular smell that turns you on? Even how do you notice that you are sexually aroused? Do you notice that you are sexually aroused? For some people, they do not notice if they are sexually aroused. This is just a small list of what makes up your sexual arousal patterns. Secondly, let us consider two related but very different theories of sexual arousal patterns. There are many theories out. One is a behavioralist account and the other is a multi-dimensional psychological, social and biological account. I will not go too much into detail about either of them, but here they are briefly. The behavioralist accounts of the development of sexual arousal patterns would suggest that by the repeated pairing of stimuli and arousal, a physical or psychological response will develop. So if you stimulate yourself in one way for an extended time, then you will be able to become sexually aroused and orgasm from that method, and possibly only that method. However, these theories have not been proven, as the arousal condition is weak and quick to extinguish. It has also been hard to demonstrate support for the development of paraphilias. The other is Beam's theory of exotic becomes erotic, which is a cross-pollination of cognitive and social theories. It suggests sexual arousal is indirectly developed through genetic, hormonal, and neuroanatomical variables. These variables do not code for the arousal of specific stimuli, but create behavioral temperaments. Due to these temperaments, people are attracted to particular exotics as a novel stimulus which produces non-specific arousal and over time transforms into erotic arousal. However, no matter how anyone looks at the development of sexual arousal patterns within someone, what is clear is that it is not clear-cut or simple. It seems to be a combination of learned patterns, your attraction to particular stimuli, and mechanical means by which you stimulate yourself. So where does that put us when we experience dramatic changes in our ability to be sexually aroused or to orgasm? If our means to sexually stimulate ourselves changes, whether that be due to surgery, disease, or accident, well, I would like to give you a cookie cutter solution to what to do in these situations. Sadly, unfortunately, there is none. There is only one way to work through this. But firstly, just a little bit about what can happen with disease, surgery, and accidents, and hormone changes also. They can all impact the sensitivity of your genitals. It can change how you perceive sensations. It can change what feels good and how you perceive it as sexual stimulation. Also, These things can change the relationship you have with your genitals and your sexual response. It is possible that you may attribute sensations and arousals negatively or not, depending on the case. In addition, complications may attract further negative perceptions of your genitals. If this happens, I encourage you to talk to trained professionals in these matters, and do not let them dismiss it. It is important and is part of your sexual health. I know that my answer in the end is going to be simplistic. However, if you are in a good psychological and emotional space and are physically safe, it is going to be simpler than otherwise, but it is going to take you time and require work from you. And if you are not in a good space, I would recommend you to talk to a psychologist. Do not do this by yourself. It could be a triggering thing for you. Anyway, the solution is both simple and difficult at the same time. To do this, you are probably going to go through periods of unlearning and then relearning what you knew. But importantly, don't worry about it and try not to stress about it. But these are also normal experiences to have. The only thing I can say is to try not to focus on the stress and worry. Just try to focus on the experience and what you are feeling psychologically, emotionally, and physically. The first thing you'll need to do is to start by exploring your body, how things feel, what responses you get when you do certain things. Do not try to sexually stimulate yourself at first. Start by just touching yourself and avoid your genitals at first. Feel the difference between a soft touch, a medium touch, a hard touch. How do you respond to tapping certain areas? And how does your body respond to certain thoughts? What feels good? What does not feel good? When you feel ready, do it also in front of a mirror and look at yourself. See your body and how it responds. This is why I said you need to be in a good place. This can be very triggering for some people. Remember, two of the biggest sex organs you possess is your brain and your skin. Again, when you are ready, move on and sexually stimulate yourself this time. Experience and enjoy it. There is no shame in it. Learn what your body does and how the experience is for you. Do this all before you even try to be with a partner again. When it comes to being with a partner, I have said this before and I'll say it again, you need to have communication. You need to be able to tell them what you like and how you like it. Remember, sexual arousal, intimacy, and your responses is not all about what happens in the body or to the body. Regardless of your gender, there are parts of your sexual response which is in your head and your essence or spirit or whatever you like to call it, as well as your body. And just a tip, sexual excitement and arousal can start long before any physical contact with yourself or anyone else. Anyway, if you like this content and would like to see more on motorcycles, art, and sex-related content, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell to be notified of any updates. See you next time. Bye.